Welcome everybody to another episode of the So Podcast. What's up? My name is Gray.
I'm Blue.
And this is our little audio vlog thing of every month. We talk about things that happen. We take questions from subs, and we just have a good time. It's a good way for us to kind of recollect our thoughts for the month. So this one is for the month of July in 2022. Another one. So the last 2 months, it flew by for specific reasons. We got the accident. We had Anu's accident. We had COVID. This one was a month where we did a lot of planning. We had a
lot of events. Yeah.
Events at the end. So it was just like another, in a good way. This one's finally positive. Like in a positive way, it would just kind of like zoomed by because we didn't have any like actual accidents and whatnot.
Yeah. No like illnesses or anything like that.
Yeah. So how was the month for you?
Busy. It was very busy.
It was.
We had a lot of things going on. I think even on our Discord, it was very events left and right. So thank you guys for putting up with that.
What do you mean?
I think it was pretty not confusing, but it was just like,
what do you mean events?
Events like left and right, because there's like that event, we can make events and stuff on Discord.
Oh, right. We started using that because it was
like a lot of pings and a lot of like tomorrow we're doing this and the next day we're doing this and the next day this, and it's like constant like pings of what we're doing the next day.
We tried to finally use the event function on Discord. It's just an easier way because we have people from all over the place, and it transfers the time to whatever your computer's set to. So we'll use it for events. Of course, we won't use it for normal streams, but
yeah, just for like big event streams that we would like to do in the future.
It really changed my mindset this month of or finally, like, the summer is always a time when I realize when there's one big event, you do one, like we did the tour, and then you get kind of like burnt out after that, so you don't really want to play, because we haven't really played video, like real like games on our stream for a while. But I kind of like am okay with that. Like, well, of course we'll keep playing games, like that's gonna be the core of what the Blluist stream is. But if we can keep doing like these events, like we've had like the tattoo stream, which was like very experimental, but I really enjoy like a different type of IRL. We did another IRL the other day where we went to Akihabara to buy some stuff for the clip off winners and stuff like that. So
and we'll do another one soon to go to Asakusa as well.
It's been really just like mumbo jumbo, honestly, like when it comes to, and our stream schedule
has been really wonky too. Yeah, because we've been streaming a lot on Thursdays, which is our days off usually.
It was really I wanted to hear we never really talked about that. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The first like tattoo stream was on a day off. It was a Thursday, and then our werewolf stream was also on a Thursday. So we did have a lot of Thursday streams. And
the Friday tattoo stream that we recently did was on a Friday, which would normally be a solo stream, but on at a different time, right? Which is very, because we all live in different time zones. That's like that could be detrimental.
Yeah.
Or like people might not be able to watch it. So there was a lot of experimenting, and like the schedule was just like all over the place. Especially for the last week.
At the end of the day, as in like in the future, I would like to make it so like our schedules aren't so set in stone. I know it's like people say like, oh no, you should have a set schedule and everything, but it would be nice if we could just have like our whole streams are just not scheduled. So we can just do events on our days off without really like surprising too many people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I was always thinking about that because that's something that we've mentioned before, like just mentally it's just better, but it's hard to keep a schedule. But like I realized this month that if you have projects and like bigger events than just our day-to-day normal streams set up, it totally works. But it just means that because you can announce it beforehand, and so people will get prepared for that. But it won't work, or it's really hard for it to work unless you have something that people are looking forward to. It can't just be like a daily stream and then it's just like, you have to put in that super extra effort of making a different event for that to work for us. That's why I think it's really cool, like when I see a lot of streamers do like the weekly schedule. And like there's like this week I'll be streaming this, but and then this week I'll be streaming here, and the days might be a little off, the times might be a little different, but people already know what to expect.
Mhm.
But it also means you have to plan ahead.
Yeah.
So that's also
And we're
like,
really bad at that. So.
yeah, when it comes to normal events, like
Yeah.
normal
Normal
streams. So I'm like I'm pretty stoked on like doing more events now. Like we've just started talking about what we wanted to do. We have something in the works right now. Also, we are also thinking about doing something. It's still just between me and Blue. The next one's not gonna be just me and Blue, but with just on Blluist, we're already thinking about like event ideas, like loosely starting to talk about what we want to do next. We'll talk about what it was like to get the werewolf thing and whatnot later on. But honestly, that was probably the biggest thing that was so different from everything that we've been doing for the last 4 years. Was that our schedule was just like mumbo jumbo.
It was
like
all over the place.
And it was like on Saturday too, because we were with Kotatsu and we were playing, and we didn't stream it, and then we had other obligations like right after that, so we didn't stream on a Saturday, which would be usually not because it's like a Friday night stream for a lot of people. You wouldn't want to take that day off, but we were just I didn't even think about it. I was like, it's fine. Like it's just been, everything is already like all over the place, and people are showing their support. I think we did it right, and I think it was we can do it even better in the future. But it's really fun when you have an event, host something. Was it the first time that we did something like we hosted an event on our channel, and we got a group of people? Except for like the tour, like the after party thing. That's a little different, but it was like the first time.
Yeah.
How was it? How was it to like try and I guess we can talk about werewolf now. That's definitely the biggest thing that happened this month.
I think the hardest part about werewolf was just getting everyone. Yeah, getting everyone, like scheduling everyone, because everyone does have different availabilities and time zones and whatnot. So I think the hardest part was getting everyone on one day, one time zone, and see who's available and whatnot. Because there were a few people who we contacted who couldn't make it because of like maybe they had plans already, or they had something else going on, or time zones, or hospitalizations and stuff like that. So which of course that one's
Blue beat him up.
Yeah.
They said no, so Blue went up and beat them up is what happened. And that's why they got hospitalized. So
I think that was probably the hardest part, because other than that, it was just like planning on our side. And that's not really that big of a deal.
For people that have no idea what the hell we're talking about on because I've realized not everybody that is listening to this might have been at the event, but we hosted a Blluist werewolf game with other streamer friends. And it was, people were streaming it on theirs. I was doing a little different perspective thing on a different channel. But we got, what was it? Was it 9 streamers? Was it
8?
8? Oh yeah, because
9, I guess. Yeah, 9.
9.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8 or 9 of our good friends. And we got everybody into one room, or like we got everybody on Discord, everybody in one place, and we played werewolf. And that's just something we wanted to do. We actually had that planned last year, and so everybody goes into a Discord that we created for werewolf so we can play through Discord. That Discord has been there since last year.
Yeah, we made that Discord a while ago.
Last year, we tried to do a streamer werewolf. We got a good amount of people to agree, and then we even did a test run where we had some of our community come in, and also people that have schedule-wise, just because a lot of people didn't know what werewolf was, and we tried. But then through the process of that and just the scheduling people, we just
couldn't find like a good time where everyone could make it, so we just kind of gave up.
We lost our drive to organize it, and to be completely honest. And then we put our mentality into the tour that happened last year. We said, okay, let's just shift. We apologized, and then we kind of like moved on.
Yeah.
So this is like the revenge. This is like the revenge, or like the we were scared. Yeah, retrial of the werewolf event. We really just locked down everybody that we wanted to invite. Someone that it's always important for us to. it was important for us to kind of reach out to somebody that wasn't someone that we always already hung out with already, or we were really familiar with. And so we had some of those kind of people, and they were super nice about it. Really, they seemed to really enjoy it. Um, it was just planning. I was just like, I'm not gonna let planning, like dishearten me this time. And it's never the people that were asking's fault. Never, because
Yeah.
it's like everyone's so busy. It's online, so we're trying to get people from like different time zones and stuff like that too. Unfortunately, I believe this time the people that we asked that were in different time zones couldn't make it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like it's so hard because you start off with like three. I was like, Blue, we got okay with 3 dates. Okay, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. 3 dates, and then time is gonna be a little bit sensitive, and we'll like figure it out. But just ask those 3 dates, and then if they say no, we have to give up, and then just move on, and then find somebody else. Because if we start shifting around dates and stuff like that,
It makes it
that's
even
what that was the
harder.
mistake that I made last year. Was like I started shifting around dates. Like, how about this day? And like, oh no, this day doesn't work. It's like we locked in 5 people, but one person didn't want to make it. We really wanted to include them, so we shifted around. But then 2 of the 5, that one didn't work, and then it was just kind of like
Yeah.
in my head. So this time it was like, these are the 3 dates.
If you can't
Does it-
make it, then we'll have to invite you next time.
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
thank
Yeah.
you so much for responding. Sorry we can't, like move around, but these are the 3 dates that we have set. Would these days work, kind of thing? And everyone was so freaking nice about it. Like everyone was like, so they're like, please invite me again. I'm not here. Like I was
Yeah.
I was inviting people that were like, I wasn't even sure if they're gonna be in Japan. Like
Yeah.
they're normally in Japan, so I was like time zones would be easy, but they weren't in Japan at the time. Didn't work. There's somebody that was like, oh, that's gonna be 4 a.m. for me. And I would say yes, but with work, I wouldn't. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so rude. Like, I just,
Yeah.
but I just had to do it because there were these people that I wanted. There was just these people that I wanted them to be there. And I think if I just went, my mentality was like, if that's stopping me from inviting them, that's a waste. Because what happens if they say yes on an off chance, and they know that I'm sincere, and they know that Blue's sincere when they're asking, so it's not it's worth a shot. So then I just really just asked all these people. So we still have a good amount of people that said, hey, if it wasn't for these days, like I'm actually leaving Japan on that
Yeah.
day, or like I'm just not in. I just have
I'm not
work
available
that day.
that
I'm an
day or
event.
stuff like that.
Very
yeah.
normal
So,
things. Like
next
um,
time we can invite them.
so we already have like a roster that's already starting to form for next time,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully they enjoyed, or if they did happen to catch the actual stream, hopefully they were like, oh, this is what it's about, because a lot of people didn't know. Another thing that I want to like just really just be so grateful for was that on the day, some people didn't even know what werewolf was. Like,
Yeah, they came in. A lot of them came in just completely first time. Didn't know anything,
like holy
and
crap.
were willing to sit through all my explanations.
We of course we gave them like just it's because if you start explaining it a lot immediately, it's way too much information. So I'm just like, social deduction game, like just some keywords. Like it's kind of like Among Us, but it's all with words, or like speaking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Mafia if you played it, like Town of Salem but talking, just things that people might know. And then but then they came in, they're like, yeah, I've never played before. And so it's for them to say yes to something like that is
It's huge. It's a lot of trust in us.
and
I think.
yeah, and I really appreciate people that gave us a shot, and whether they enjoyed it or maybe it wasn't something that they would do, just to just I think it was a lot. Oh, because they're asking, we'll
Mhm.
go. We'll be fine with it. So we really appreciate that, and for also the people that came to watch that event,
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot. We tried our best. We did a trial the night before, and had a lot of good criticisms from the community. Like, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. Make sure you get like a roles thing, so people that don't know what the roles are, they can just see like a little image of it, so they can see who's like what's going on, like what the roles do and stuff like that. So we got that up. Maybe Gray should be streaming from a different account, so because his voice will come through. We did that, which also had some problems that we didn't know would happen until we started streaming, which is something we can work on
For next time.
for next time, which is great. And I think a lot of people just didn't were there like, what the hell is this? Like, I just see a lot of, people that I'm familiar with on this Discord screen. Blue's looking like some, like some
I
not,
was just a host.
very like hosted like some like vampire mansion about to like kill us all. And it just seemed like there were so many things that could have failed. Um and of course there are things that can make it better, but all in all, I had a great time and I want to do it again. And it was I'm really, really proud of us for actually going through with it, especially because we failed at it last year.
Yes, I'm glad
100% our fault.
It worked this time and we could actually play it. It was a lot of fun. I really I wish we had another one planned already because I really did enjoy it. So even though of course I wasn't playing, I was just a GM, but it was really fun to get a bunch of like, I guess, different types of people because they're all from like different like communities and whatnot, and it was really fun to get like all sorts of people into one room and play werewolf. So it would be fun to do it again.
I've played werewolf with a couple of these people, and so I kind of know like what to not what to expect, but or like I've hung out with these people. Some people were like purely through like DMs, or we've never played a game anything or quite like it, so I didn't know how people were going to act.
Yeah,
which was just,
that's what makes it fun, right?
If you see what happened, it just like that's exactly what I wanted. Where it was just like, wait, I like until the very end, you think you're sure of something and you're not, but you're wrong, and it's I think it's just there's games like Among Us where it's just visually appealing, where it's visually you can see something happening, or you can trick people into doing some sort of visual action, and then the talking phase goes, and then there's all these like a lot of strategizing that happens. The killer can vent at the perfect time, and so none of that exists. It's all just what you say. So if you just don't say anything when it's your turn to talk, that's all the that's it. Like that's the information that you're providing. So it like forces people to talk, which makes people that have nothing, because sometimes people have nothing to say. They'll start saying something, and then to some people it'll be sus, and then to some people they'll be like, oh, they're just talking or whatnot. But you just never know. The uncertainty of it is just always such a fun time for me. It's always like a fun game to just try to like everyone trying to get the detective glasses on and be like, who's on my side? Like, I don't know who this is. And there was no moment where the game had to completely stop because of some sort of error in not knowing the rules, or the rules were played wrong unintentionally because they've never played the game before. At least to my knowledge, to this day, it's been 2 days. Maybe something happened and then the GM and the players figured it out, but
no,
I don't know about it. Yeah, okay, so nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Which was the biggest fear that we had, was that something like that would happen. But I'm just really, really, really happy that nothing like just it could have. It's the first time we have all these people come into our channel, and it just like if it just like crumbles and it's just like the worst thing that they've ever seen. Like I was always very scared of that, but I think you as a GM, you killed it. Like you did so much preparation for that.
I did a lot of prep, but next time I hope I can do it a little bit cleaner, a little bit better, a little bit faster.
Remember,
so I'll just have to improve as I go.
When we before we started, because the event started roughly around 8:30 JST, 30 minutes before, people would come into the VC and just to do mic checks and video, audio and whatnot. And Blue is there with, the whole uniform. And then she's like, you know what? I worked on this. Like, because when the hunter, or not the hunter, the werewolf or somebody wants to, or fortune teller wants to foretell somebody, they say names, right? And then so she made these post-it notes of everybody's names. And she's like, I worked so hard and to make sure that because the camera is reversed, when you show it to the camera, it's not reversed to the other players.
But on Discord, when you look at your
and
own
then-
camera, it's mirrored.
and
So I was
then
like, oh no, I have to write everything mirrored. So I wrote everyone's names mirrored.
And then she's like, and then it was like Luke and Sophie were there first, like, look, can you look at this? Like, I did this. It's not backwards. And then they're like, it's completely backwards. It's completely backwards.
Oh no, it's only for me. So I have to rewrite everything.
So what did you end up doing? So you ended up just writing it normally?
I wrote it normally, so it's mirrored for me, but it's correct for everyone else. Yeah, so on stream it was mirrored.
They're like, oh, Blue, it's still mirrored. Like they were scared to tell her because like she was like so proud of herself. Like, I did this. I worked so hard on it, and
I think I threw it away, but
it was funny. Like it was like and I was like, yeah, that's definitely mirrored.
Oh no, I still have it. See, I wrote everything mirrored.
See, it says Namu, but it's actually
a
human
when it's mirrored.
So to everybody else, it was mirrored, but to you, it wasn't. You had to.
Yeah.
So you went through all that for nothing.
I went through so many. I rewrote so many sticky notes. Look at this.
That's what I love about it. It's so DIY. It's like just using paper and pen, and like I saw people taking notes, that during the time, and like looking at their notes, like, oh, they said this, so this is sus, and I don't know. That's exactly what I wanted, and it's always better to have. When you kind of really, really get into werewolf games, there's some sort of like meta that happens where it's like they do this, someone does this, someone does that. And I do watch a lot of werewolf content, so I'm like aware of it. But at least in the like when they play it in Japan. But because none of that works, because nobody follows it, it's so much more fun and chaotic. Because people start doing things that are like crazy. Like when Aki just started drawing stuff.
Yeah.
That's something a role would do.
It's very gesture-like.
Yeah, and I was like, is that just Aki being Aki? Or is that... And like that started confusing me. And I was just like... And it also just added to the fun because these were like these really cute photo, like these little drawings. Like it's just like... It just added so much fun to the stream itself. And also within the game, it was just very like... And it was also very peaceful too. Like it wasn't like I don't think anybody was like
no one took it like any kind of comments personally, or no one fought or anything like that. I think we're all good even after the game ended. We're all on speaking terms,
Yeah.
Like no friendships were ruined in that stream.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's a very also a very slow type of game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one game is like an hour almost, like because there's so many people, and that was something that we were worried about. Like Among Us,
it might
boom,
not
boom,
be
boom,
fun
boom,
to watch
right?
because it is very slow.
And it's a vocal game, and there's no moment where everyone's just screaming over each other.
Yeah.
So it's this version of it, which we based off a mobile app in Japan, is very catered towards trying to really do detective work and trying to give everybody a chance and try not to do that. We didn't want that situation where everyone's like talking over each other and the one person that doesn't talk just can get away with it. Of course there's like ways to be silent and like to be calm, but and to get away with it, but we just didn't want that situation. Like, wait, we're forgetting about that guy, like, or a situation where you can vote before the voting phase, because I've seen that happen too.
Yeah.
Where it's like that kind of messes the game up sometimes, and I think Blue was able to GM it in a way where it was really the essence of a social deduction game, I think, and everyone did so well too, like. And I say well because I couldn't tell who anyone was. I got tricked every time.
Yeah, you did.
Man. I got
tricked. It was great. It was really fun watching.
Every time. And so it was super duper fun. Sorry, that was like a lot about werewolf, but I'm just really, really happy that we did that. And
we're really excited to do it again. So.
Absolutely. Another thing that we did this month that was pretty experimental for us was that we streamed ourselves getting tattooed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I thought about it, and I don't know if I'll talk about it on the podcast because that's what we do here. But just to like be really honest, first of all,
No, they
Shouts out to
weren't.
Rinkeiji.
Yeah.
Like Rinkeiji Tattoo, they've always tattooed Blue. Um, this
I'm
guy,
a regular there, but I
yes,
did not really expect them to be okay with us streaming because usually most artists, I feel like, or most tattoo places would say no.
yeah.
But when we explained what we wanted to do, he was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah, let's do it."
Like this dude,
So
like this guy, to put into perspective, doesn't even have a smartphone. Like
yeah,
he does have an
he does,
Instagram
but he
that's
hates it.
that's
Yeah.
like pretty much just run by his wife. All the communication that we do on like line and stuff like that is through his wife's account,
Yeah.
and he's just not a very like social media-y person.
He's not.
And he's won like the most like he's won so many tattoo competitions that are just so like, and he's the kind of guy that he told us that he gets these trophies from these events, right? Like these, like in the tattoo world, really prestigious events.
Like there's like international competitions where he's gotten first place.
Yeah. And
Um,
and the rules for that are really interesting because I was like, what the heck is that? What's a competition when it comes to
tattooing.
tattooing? Very interesting because he said that like, so you go to the convention and then it goes like convention day 1, 2, 3, and then the competition would happen, and it would be someone random that comes to the convention would come to the booth and be like, I want this.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what the person is gonna ask beforehand, but they go, I want this, and they go, okay, and they draw it, right? They draft it, I guess, do the tattoo on the person in 1 day, and then they decide who did the best job. And he was telling us that the um the foreign crowd, the people that are coming from overseas, are at a very big disadvantage because
They can't bring their own clients and they
yeah,
can't plan ahead.
people in the local areas, just because they want to do the best. It's not cheating or anything,
Yeah,
but it's just
it's within the rules.
yeah,
Yeah.
they can get clients, their or normal clients, and
Mhm.
kind of like figure out what they want to do.
Yeah.
Is what, but with foreign clients, they can barely speak the language to begin with, so it's just completely random. And then he's won all these really prestigious event trophies. And then I asked him, I was like, but there's only like one. Like there's only one in your store. Like what, like why? And then he was just like, it's too heavy to bring back, so I just give it to the person that I tattooed. Like I would tattoo the person, and then I'm like, what, like the fact that I got it, or the fact that I won, everybody knows and I know, so that's what is important. This huge thing is gonna be hell to bring back to Japan.
Yeah.
And the guy that gets tattoos like, can I have it, please? And he's like, you want this? Yeah, go ahead. And he like just like gives the trophy.
Yeah, he gives the trophy away every time.
And so, but this dude is crazy. So my point is, someone that's like that, that's just kind of like not really used to social media, that kind of shuts him out of all this stuff.
Very
Really
humble.
just one of those like master types, like the shokunin types they say in Japanese. Um, I thought he would immediately say no to streaming
Yeah.
because
I thought so too.
like he's not used to the whole thing. And then we're like, so we would really like it if stream. And he's like, is it YouTube? And he's like, well, something like that. It's a different platform. It's called Twitch. And he's like, dude, that's great. Like, that sounds awesome. And then he was just like so into it. And he's like, I want my daughters to be YouTubers too. And I was just like, he was so excited about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, please, 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 just don't film this side, because there's a lot of like, and if it gets in the shot, it's fine. But just there's a lot of stuff that just like personal stuff from like other clients that I'm just not supposed to show, like sketches or
Yeah.
like other medical things that he needs to use. Like, just don't film this side, but you can film everything else, and like the kitchen, because that's just like where I chill. But like just the front place and the like the tattoo area, go ahead, stream it all, like make me look good, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he was like just so excited. He was talking to his wife like, oh my god, we're gonna be on YouTube. It's like, well, it's not YouTube, but like
Yeah, it was very cute.
yeah. And he was so excited, like, and then we started streaming, and then it was about my stream. We did 2 streams so far. mine one. This tattoo here I got from Rinkeji about 2 weeks ago, about 2 hours. And then we did Blue's leg tattoo
Yeah.
very recently on Friday, which was we're filming this
Like
on
4
Sunday, so
hours.
3 days ago.
Yeah.
From the filming of this, 4 hours. What did you think? It made me realize some things. It made me it's a super cool experience, I think, and I'm super stoked and super grateful that we can do it. But it made me think about like how to stream it, I guess. It was very simple, like
Yeah,
just the
because I
phone
think
thing.
next time it's probably better if we start right when he starts tattooing and then end when the tattoo is done. Because we did stream an extra, like there's a lot of downtime
Yeah,
before
there's
he
a
starts
lot of
tattooing
downtime. Yeah.
and afterwards, right? So I don't think we need to stream those times. I think it's just like just the tattoo process is enough. Maybe some of like the drafting parts would be interesting, but not like the whole thing, I guess.
Mm,
Because there was a lot of downtime at the beginning and at the end.
right. And I was just getting like I
And
got
because I can't talk.
yeah. And there's not really
Uh,
much to really go off of when the main topic is it's like tattooing. And I
Yeah.
do want to ask him questions and stuff like that, but during the process, it's just really hard because I don't know the guy enough. I want the work that he does. Like I said, like he's a very stoic guy when it comes to work. So I don't want to do anything to like kind of like disturb that. I don't want it to be a disturbance, right? That was the number one reason why I thought we wouldn't be able to stream, and it makes
Yeah.
100% sense. Like my other tattoo artist said no, and it makes total sense because they're in like 150% focus mode, right?
Mhm.
So like it's hard to find that timing, and even with that, he was still answering questions for us.
Yeah.
So it just felt like really awkward at times to kind of like ask questions, or we need to figure out like a better way to just kind of like with the second tattoo, definitely, because it was freehand.
Yeah.
So we go in and Blue, but even before we started streaming, he gets a marker out and starts
He was
a
already
surgical
like
marker
drawing.
to
Yeah.
start really drawing, like, because he had no idea what he was gonna do until he literally had Blue's leg
Yeah.
there. She needs to he needs to have the leg, the literal
Mhm.
leg, 'cause it's freehand, and that took a while. And then
Yeah, because he has to like think about balance and
yeah,
everything too, and length of the person's leg and all that stuff too.
it's super interesting to watch being there, but on camera with like all the angles and stuff like that, it just seemed like I didn't know if, and because he's talking in Japanese too, like all these interesting things, but they're not really things that you translate. They're just like personal, just conversations that Blue and this guy's having,
Mhm.
Koki's having. So it's a lot of it was just just sitting there, like, and so if we do decide to keep streaming that, um, it made me think like, oh, that's like another level of thing that we need to think about. And he's like such a playful guy too, Koki, which it bums me out that we can't. It's our responsibility to make him more like show his character more because his character is so funny. He's like such a like chill guy. His wife is super chill, and I just feel like we could have done better to
Showcase them.
showcase that. But it's
But
hard.
it's hard. Yeah. I don't know I don't know how to make it better.
And once you're tattooed, like you're dead ass tired.
Yeah.
Like once the tattoo operation's over, it's like you're like
Yeah. Yeah. I was like half asleep on our way home. Like
and
we're
then
eating. We got burgers, by the way.
we got
Afterwards,
burgers, the
I'm just
traditional
eating
burgers.
I'm just there like.
Yeah, because we mentioned
It's
that
like,
during
yeah.
the stream, like when my friend Brian and I would always get tattoos, we would always go to this place called Freshness Burger. It was just a tradition that we always had and eat burgers. We mentioned it on stream, so we're like we could get burgers. Found a Freshness on the way home, and
And
then
so we got some. Yeah.
we got the Freshness Burger. But
But I was like dead afterwards.
like you're in no place to like stream
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point,
I
right?
cannot. Oh my god. I could barely hold a conversation with you.
So Blue, when she left, side note, she was like, "Oh, thank you so much for the tattoo, blah, blah, blah," and then we left. She goes, "Holy crap! I have made the worst decision that I never knew I made." And I was like, "What?" she was wearing high top sneakers, and every single time she walks, because she had the tattoo on her ankle, it hits
It hits my tattoo every time I
so
take a
she
step.
couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So like and the place to get there has a lot of like stairs
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
shortcuts. Like we're looking for elevators everywhere. And we're like in this like station elevator with like 3 grandmas and a
Yeah, it's
grandpa.
like, I'm so sorry. I promise I'm in pain.
And she's like
Yeah.
leaning on me. She's like,
So next time I will wear sandals or something. Next time.
it looked brutal the next day. Like it just looked like you got a beating
I
on
mean,
your leg.
right now it's still pretty.
Yeah.
Like the extra ink is starting to like seep out, and the bruising is starting to bruise. Like the bruise, I mean, like the coloring is starting to show too. So
It's beautiful, though.
it
Turned out
looks pretty
beautiful.
gnarly.
The actual tattoo really turned out super. I can't wait until it like starts to blend in with your skin
Yeah.
more, and then like it looks more natural.
I mean, I'm already ready for my other leg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like if I have one leg, I want the other one too, right? Because it looks a little weird just having one leg.
Well, Blue, I need to bring like a wheelchair for doing that because you can't. Then you won't be able to walk at all.
No,
so
because then my left leg will be healed. So then by the time I get my right leg, I'll just hobble on my left leg.
Okay, the double hobble.
It works.
I want to keep getting tattoos. It makes me want to get tattoos more, but it is a pricey thing when we're not getting these for free. So it's like but it's
It's an
I,
investment.
I hope people are enjoying it, and I'm so glad that we can make it something that we can stream.
Yeah.
But when it's just something you don't realize because you're so freaking hyped up about it, and then you do it, and you're like, there's a lot of downtime in this. Like there's like it's obvious tattoos aren't like 10 seconds, especially with the stuff that we work on. So it's a lot of we need to really like think about what the best way to showcase this is, or instead of streaming it, we make it into a video or something, or we just make like a vlog out of it. Might be better. I don't know. I think we'll try different things, but
yeah.
but we're Twitch streamers, so I
We
really
like to try new things.
I like talking to you guys. Like I like talking and seeing, like when I was getting my tattoo too, just to like, even if I wasn't responding, just to have you guys there is just
it's very comforting.
It's fun. It makes getting a tattoo already is fun, but it's just I've never had that experience, and that was fucking rad. That I would, but that's like very selfish of us.
Yeah.
Like
is.
so, it's I think we'll think of a better way, but. And also another thing is that some people really don't like the tattoo gun noise, which that is something that is just shogunai. Like that's just something that can't be helped because we're getting tattooed.
Yeah.
So that's just some people might not be able to watch it, and that's like as much as we would like. I think they think the thing is cool. They just can't watch it. We just gotta apologize for that, but that just
this is how things are, unfortunately.
Yeah. And if there is a better way to deal with that in the future, we might. But we're not at this point. We're not at a place where we're gonna be investing in like mics and stuff like that. We're just gonna go from the phone. So like, I think
we can't mute the tattoo gun or anything like that. So
yeah, if we have like a mic that's closer that only picks up around us, then maybe. So it might like of course it'll pick it up because it's really loud, but then we'll have like it'll definitely be a little bit more quiet. But those are big investments that we're not looking to make yet because we're not like IRL streamers. So I hope you guys understand that. But we really, really enjoyed that. Something super new. And dude, like people, I mean, just from viewership wise, it did great
it did
because we streamed on a Thursday on an off day. Like we tried to promote it beforehand, and on Friday was a different time slot too, and people still showed up.
People still showed up, so
people
thank you guys.
Enjoyed it, so thank you. Yeah, I really, really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's hopefully it's something that you don't get to see, especially in Japan, where stuff like this is extremely strict. Remember people that were there on the Akihabara stream. One thing that we realized that we need to apologize for was that. We're gonna talk about when we went to Akihabara and we saw that sign without knowing, and then you told me afterwards that there was a sign.
Oh yeah, so some of the stores that there was one specific store we went to actually had a no streaming sign. I didn't see it until we were on our way out.
We have been in the
So,
store multiple times
yeah.
before, and
They had no issues, but I think they recently put that sign up because it
Yeah.
looked really new.
so
But we cannot stream there anymore.
So I apologize that I never want to be a public nuisance, especially with
Yeah.
IRL, but I think unintentionally,
We
or
just didn't see that sign.
that was our
But,
bad.
Yeah, we won't be going there next time. So.
Yeah, so like, I mean, we got to see some cool stuff, so
Yeah.
hopefully, for that moment it was okay, but we weren't doing it. We weren't. I just want to say that we weren't ignoring that sign,
Mm-hmm.
and we're letting everyone know that there
we
was
just
a
did
sign.
not see it.
And Blue told me afterwards, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like, I don't want to." I fucked up. So
Yeah.
and it's like one of our favorite stores to go. That
I
we
know.
used to go
So
to,
it really sucks. I
It
feel like
sucks,
they're
but-
getting a lot stricter nowadays.
Yeah,
We used to be able to stream in a lot of those stores, but
we kept getting
we
getting
can't.
kicked out, huh?
yeah.
Like it was, but yeah, we just want to, because we are not really familiar with it. We're not really confident in just going in and busting in. Like, we will follow the rules. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
will ask beforehand if it's a place that we need to ask beforehand. If we get asked to leave, we will leave. Like, it's so what we're saying is we're not like IRL. Like, we can't fully invest ourselves in IRL equipment because it's like, very expensive. First of all, we love
That's
doing
just not our
IRL,
main
but-
content.
Yeah.
So
Although we
Well,
love doing it,
yeah,
but it's gonna be scuffed to a
it will be
certain
scuffed,
point.
and hopefully you guys are okay with our scuffed in real life streams.
Yeah. So those are two big things that we did this month, and two big things, 3 streams in total, because we did 2 of the tattoo streams, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, and it's only because you guys were there and made it really. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with those.
The streamers that joined Werewolf, thank you guys so
Mhm.
much. The people that came out to watch that and cheer us on, or just to tell me that I was sus all the time. Thank you. Love you guys. You guys are amazing.
I really hope we can make Werewolf a regular thing in the future where we do it like yearly or whatever it is. But I think it'd be fun to do on a regular basis and get a bunch of our friends
Yeah.
on stream. So
Let's keep evolving it. Let's keep
Yeah.
evolving the werewolf. And now we will be taking questions from you guys, from the Twitch subs. So Blue, if you want to get people's for the people that are listening to the audio right now,
give me 1 second.
yeah, we're just gonna be moving our cameras a little bit to the right so we can have the questions on the screen here. Looks pretty good. So first one's Kiat, I believe. Blue's still adjusting here.
Oh, sorry,
Final
give me two-
adjustment.
yeah.
Look at this.
Kiat's first.
It's beautiful. Okay. Kiat's first question is: any urges to learn a new language? That's a good question. I don't really think about that.
I mean, my only urge with a new language is improve the ones I already know.
Same.
Yeah, it'd be nice if I can improve my English and Japanese both.
That's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good answer. Same.
Instead of learning like a completely new one, I want to be like really good at the ones I already know.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Just working on the ones that we already know. I really
Mhm.
like that answer. I always respect people that are trying to learn. Like, well, for us, we just because of we are in Japan and we're Japanese, a lot of people are studying Japanese. Are the people that we kind of come across. I always respect those people. It's something that I've never like actively learned a new language.
Yeah,
so
me
like
too.
I can't imagine how difficult that must be. Excuse me.
So like we should be studying, but I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Like how do you study new vocabulary? Like I don't know.
So I'm with
Yeah.
Blue on that one. Just get better at what we're
But we already
what
know.
we're words now. Language is what
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, Monkey Donkey is asking us, how do you all stay so swaggin'?
Lack of sleep and a lot of caffeine.
Look at I don't know, for the people that are watching the
Mhm.
YouTube video of this, as soon as I said that, Anu yawned. Like he was just like, are you fucking kidding me? How do you stay swaggin'? As much of a mean question that is, it's upsetting to let you know that half of the time we wake up, brush our teeth, and the first thing that we do is hit live.
Turn on stream, yeah. So thank
I
you
need to know.
guys for not pointing that
People,
out.
there are people out there every single time, like even just randomly walking in Japan, they always look so fly. Like when
Yeah, like they dress up to go to the supermarket, and it's like I can't be bothered.
unbelievable. I'll let you know when we get there. We need to
Yeah.
figure that out. Like I haven't figured. I look like shit when I go to work. Exiled as any paranormal experiences, and if so, what is your earliest memory?
I do not have any paranormal experiences. I wish I did, so I could tell, like, because I always think those are really interesting, but I do not. I am not sensitive to any of those kind of things.
I've had sleep paralysis demon type stuff happen, but I don't think that that's a paranormal activity, right? It's like something about like your brain is like active, but it's not like awake yet, so your body can't move. I don't know what the fuck that long-haired Sadako looking girl in front of my bed was, but like there was somebody standing right there staring at me when I was a kid, but that's probably the closest thing to a paranormal thing that happened to me.
Have you ever had those like less sleep paralysis now, like recently?
No, I had that gnarly dream, but
Yeah.
I didn't have where I kept waking up within my dream and I was freaked out and
Right.
and I didn't know if I was asleep or not. So then to confirm, I streamed and asked people that showed up if this was real or not. Like I was like living in like the Twilight Zone.
I just always wonder if you have any of those like recently, because I've never. If you did, like I never noticed. So
No. I haven't had sleep paralysis. This is not paranormal, but like the rate that I Charlie horse first thing in the morning is unbelievably high now,
Yeah.
and it's gotta be age. Like it's
probably
and not exercise, right?
Yeah. Hopefully that will improve with your weekly exercises that you've been doing.
So Yasiyu's asking. I almost died in the pool. I almost had a cramp in the pool, by the way. I almost cramped up in the pool. Yeah, I almost Charlie horse in the pool. All right, I'm kicking too hard. Yasiyu asks, "What would you do a Beyblade stream?" I never. You know what? I was never a Beyblade. I knew of Beyblades. I had like one, but nobody had the actual thing, like the arena thing. So I never really played Beyblade. So, but it might be fun to do like 2000s games, toys stream. I'm always down to do stuff like that. That's something I've always had in the back of my head of doing, like you just gather all the toys, like Bop It.
Oh, like we grew up with? That would be fun.
Blue.
Yeah.
I
don't know anything
let's
about
do
Beyblades.
a Blluist Bop It tournament. right now. I just okay.
I think like board games that we grew up with would be fun too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe Beyblade, hell yeah, and then someone can teach us how to do it.
We
so
need like
down.
what was it? Beat them on, right?
Oh yeah, be them on too.
Yeah.
So we need like someone that's like a pro at this kind of stuff, and then like set it all up, and then we just go shoot though, right? Go shit.
I don't know anything about it, so.
Did your brother do Beyblades?
I don't know. I don't remember if he did.
He could be the
think
pro.
so.
He could be the pro. He could teach us. Fujan asks, which game has surprised you the most in either a good or bad way this past year? I was surprised at how good Stray was.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
I thought it was just like the internet going crazy. I mentioned it before we played. Like, is this one of those games that's just the internet's going crazy because it's a freaking cat and the internet always goes crazy over cats? But no, the game was actually really good.
Yeah, it was actually good. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, probably Stray.
In a bad way?
I don't. Do we have anything in a bad way that was?
I played a game called Triangle Strategy, and the game is good, but it's just not my type of game. It's just not my type of game. Like, everyone likes it. They suggest it to me, but it's just not for me. And I was surprised because I love everything about it. Like the characters, the aesthetic is like right up Gray's alley. But it's just the strategy part of it was the strategy game part of it just really, I realized like I'm just really not, like I'm barely with like Fire Emblem and stuff like that. Like I can barely do that, but like
you've never played those, right?
I played the GBA ones.
Yeah, but not any of the recent ones,
and
right?
stuff like that. But yeah, I've never really been into those. Like so it was just, I realized I was surprised that I was like maybe this would be the one, but I I still wasn't really into that. It's just not my type of thing. How about you, Blue?
I mean, I didn't really have anything that was entirely negative. It's like,
You
I
said
mean,
you hated Elden Ring, right?
what? No. What? No, I think like, I mean, I always say this and it's like, it's very constant, but I'm just so bad at Fall Guys that I just don't know what to do.
Mini games.
Like I'm so bad at mini game stuff. Yeah, like I mean even like the pummel party thing. It's so difficult and I just don't
It's hard. It's
I don't
hard.
know how to wrap my head around it.
No,
Like I know it's like supposed to be very like it probably is not something normal people have to think about, but with Fall Guys it just does not compute for me. Or
dude,
like any kind of mini game type stuff like Mario Party and stuff too. It just does not compute in my head.
I kind of understand that because like I was horrible at Pummel Party too, and like people always talk about Mario Party. I never grew up playing Mario Party
Mm.
because I never played games with other people. Remember we talked about this after
You were a
Kotatsu's
loner.
thing. I was like,
You didn't have any friends to play games with. That's
I
so sad.
didn't like I didn't I never
I
when
mean,
I
I
went to
didn't
my
either.
friend's house,
Yeah.
we didn't play Mario Party.
Right.
Like
yeah.
it would, or like Smash Brothers. Like
Mhm.
that wasn't a thing that we would just bring Pokemon or something like that and play together.
Right.
I remember I went to a sleepover at my friend's house and we played Metabots. We had our copy of Metabots and we just sat there playing it, not
Like your own
against each
copy?
other. And then we were just there all night, just playing together. Together, like we
Yeah.
weren't. We never did. I never went through the phase of. I never owned a Mario Party game in my life. Never. I had the Pokemon Stadium, but I was just playing by myself, all those mini games by myself, and stuff like that. But I realized like I didn't play party games. I play like mini games and stuff like that here and there. Like, so like Fall Guys, I feel like is still a little bit more lenient, but like Pummel Party and stuff like that, where it was like the games are actually pretty hard. Like it can get pretty hard. It's I've never I don't have that sense of like those kind of mini games, and I feel like it like clicks. Like, oh, that's a Mario Party one. Oh, that's a this one, and I'm like, this all looks really new to me.
Yeah.
You know, like it's.
I think it's similar for me too.
I realized what a single player experience I was having because my brother was 10 years older than me, so he never played games with me. So I think it was like one time he played Turtles in Time with me. It was like
So, I
my
mean, like I
only
grew up
memory.
playing like some games with my brother and everything, but not to an extent where it's all second nature. And I think especially like with some of the stages with Fall Guys, it's like you even pointed out like, oh, this one's really hard for you, isn't it? But I don't think it's supposed to be that difficult. But for me, it's like I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like it's so I don't know why. And it's not me like I'm not complaining about it or anything.
It's still
more like
fun,
it's just
but-
like yeah, it's still like the mini games are still fun, but I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Like I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like I don't know how to move the characters without dying.
Cause like when the new Mario Party came out, everyone was like, dude, it's so cool because it's got the map from like this and this, and I'm just quiet because I don't know
Yeah.
know what they're talking about. Like I'm just like, oh, that's so more games. Like it's one of those games that I just never went through.
Mm.
Like Mario, like party games. I was always like, okay, I'm gonna be playing Pokemon over here, or like I'll be playing like Final Fantasy or something. Like it was always because like I had friends over for like a sleepover because I lived a little bit further than everybody when I was growing up, and I remember they came over and we played Parappa Rappa 2, and not even like verses. We would just do the campaign mode, which you can beat in like no joke like 15 minutes,
Yeah,
but we just take turns.
that's
Like-
kind of cute.
Like that's what we like. I just don't
Yeah.
have the concept. I hated going again. I hated doing like PvP stuff because I do not. Okay, now it's like unlocking memories. It's probably because like my brother tried to play with me, like with like old SNES stuff, and maybe like Sega Saturn or something like that. I don't know, but like or PlayStation or something, and just beat my ass at everything. So I was just under the impression that I was just I don't like the like I just don't like losing every single time all the time, never like no progression or anything.
and that
like
was the same thing with me too, because my brother was really into games like Halo, and he'd be like, "Hey, let's play," or like he would play Smash, and it's like, "Hey, let's play," but it's like every single time I just lose, and it just doesn't get. It's not fun anymore, and it's like, okay, I think I'm done. I'm just not. These games just aren't for me.
Yeah, so
Kind of thing.
I
But you must have some kind of experience though, because you're not that bad at like those kind of games. Like even Cuphead, you're a lot better than I am. So you must have some kind of experience with some other game, right?
Cuphead has that essence of those old shooter games that I must have like played.
Yeah, you
back
must have
in the
picked
day.
up somehow.
Yeah, and like for like Smash Brothers, it was so popular, right? And they're like, "Hey, we're gonna play Smash in my house. Like,
Yeah,
you should come." So I asked for a copy of Smash Brothers, and I just played by myself and practiced, so I didn't look like a fucking asshat when I went over, and I still got my ass beat. It's like,
yeah.
there was like a, yeah, just like a couple friends like, "Oh, we're gonna play Smash. Great, I don't know if you're interested, but do you want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd like to go," but I didn't want to show up and just lose all the time. So then I was like, I was like, "Mom,
I need a copy.
I need a copy
to train.
Like, I don't need allowance. Okay, for the next like 2 years, I need to prepare for this." And then I was just doing against CPUs. My Pikachu was doing so well, and then just got destroyed when I went over. But then I realized it was fun.
Yeah.
There was a very pinnacle moment where it's like, it's okay. Like, it's if everyone's having fun, it's great. And that's why I don't care, because I can still have fun even if I'm like losing in a party game or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be the guy that's like, or the girl that's like kind of awkward in the back just because you're like I don't want to be that person. So I was just like,
yeah. No, I get it.
Then I'll try to I'll have fun with it, kind of thing. So I really, really like those games, is what I'm saying. But
yeah, I do too. It's just like, it just gets a little, not frustrating. It's not frustrating, isn't really the word. It's more like, it just gets, I feel bad, I guess. Because I can't provide anything. Like, especially when we're split controlling it, I can't do
don't
anything.
worry. You're providing something. Don't worry.
I mean, I'm providing like entertainment, but I meant like towards our goal, I'm not providing anything. And so it's just really frustrating because I'm trying my best, but it just
the gamer
doesn't.
Side.
I just can't. That's like the best I can do is what I've got so far.
It's that person when they win and get that crown means so much, Blue. So you're doing great.
You keep saying that, but I don't know.
Absolutely. Then someone that already has 500 crowns, our one crown is worth someone that has 10 already. Like, it's compared to someone like that, our one crown's worth like 100 crowns. So, if you could only play one game, listen to one band, and watch one movie, what would they be? I'm just gonna go with, if you could only play one game right now. If you ask me right now, it would be Elden Ring. But I don't know, but because Elden Ring is like still kind of fresh in my memory, and there's so much to explore, has a chance to even get bigger with DLCs, unlike like Final Fantasy IX. They're not going to add anything, or like Chrono Trigger. It's going to start looping after a while. And Elden Ring is probably one of my favorite games that I've played in a very, very long time. So Elden Ring, listen to one band. That's a good question. It's got to be a band that has like a crazy discography, but I can't really think of one on the top of my head. Might be Oasis. I'm gonna go with Oasis. I'm gonna listen to one band.
Okay.
Watch one movie. Oh, one movie. My favorite movie is Lost in Translation, but I don't know if that movie I would want to watch for the rest of my
and over
again. Especially because even the setting is so relatable. Like, it would just be like I'm just watching like an IRL stream. Like, it at one point, right? I would say something that would give me like, I don't know. Blue, you have any for before I answer?
So if I could only play one game, it would either be Final Fantasy 14 because there's a lot of different things you can do on there, or it would be Monster Hunter. Listen to one band would be Love Solfège because they're the classical artcore that I've been really into recently, and they have different types of, yeah, they're great. I can listen to them all day. One movie would probably be Star Wars. I don't know which one. Probably 5 is great. I really like 6 too.
Return of the Jedi
But I don't know because they're all really good, and I don't know. I don't know which
or The
ones.
Empire Strikes Back.
I like both of them, so I just don't know which I would choose. But I mean, honestly, like any of the Star Wars, I'd be down.
I'm a big fan of 6. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, no, 6 is great.
That was actually the first Star Wars I ever watched.
Oh, really?
So to me, Luke Skywalker will always be the green lightsaber guy, not the blue
Oh.
one. Yeah,
With the gloved hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I went. Did I talk about how I like fought a kid at KB Toys when I was in Hawaii for that?
No.
There's an action figure with that had Luke Skywalker. You know when he first comes in 6 and he's wearing the gown and he's going to Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah,
And Like, fucking badass. And I was
love
just
that
like,
scene. Yeah.
and then there was an action figure, like, cause you know how they have the little like things, like of that. There was a different Luke Skywalker from like Empire Strikes Back with the blue lightsaber, lame.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kidding, that movie's awesome. But there was something about that, just gown. And then I think no, you can't take the head off. The gown just stays. And then
The cloak.
Yeah, the cloak
Yeah.
just stays, and then you can obviously
See the hand.
see the hand, and then you see like the robotic hand, and then you have the lightsaber. And I couldn't find it, right? Because I was a kid, so I wasn't like Googling it or anything. Like I was just going to just random places, and there was a toy store that had it, and it was like a big, because like they had so many of those action figures
Mm-hmm.
at the time. There was a huge basket of it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna find this. I'm short. I'm like, this is not my Hawaii's not my territory. I don't know how this like fucking toy store
territory?
works." So then I had to ask the person. I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for this," and I printed out of an image of this black and white image
Mm-hmm.
that I was because I was going to summer school then. I was like,
Yeah.
from school, like, I want this. Do you have this? And then they were like, I think I just saw that. And then the person's going over there in the cage, and there's a little kid, stupid kid, and a stupid mom looking for something. And then the person, and then so it's me and the KB Toys person versus,
Kid 2 and mom.
Yeah, some dumb kid and dumb mom. And then they're just looking for, at this point, I don't know that we're looking for the same thing. And they're looking through it,
yeah.
looking through it. And then the fucking kid finds it. I swear it was like one of those like Pixar movies where like Looney Tunes movies where like his legs are sticking outside from this like just pool of toys. Like
It's like a ball pit.
He's going like fucking hard. And I was just like, and he comes out with it, and I'm just like, and it's like a little scrunched up, but he's just like, he grabs it and gets it out, and it was like, God. And then me and the KB Toys person's like, "Do you have another one of those?" And then she's like, "I think that might be the last one." To this day, I curse that kid. I was able to get it. Down the line.
Oh, okay, that's
down
good.
the line.
That's good.
And then my dog ate it. That's a different story. My dog.
Oh, that's
my
depressing.
dog. Yeah, munched all over it. But that day, I still remember his stupid face and his mom's dumb face. I still remember
Oh
it.
my god.
I still
It
remember
makes sense.
them.
I mean, that's like life or death right there. So I get it.
So my movie would be Return of the Jedi. Now that that completely unlocked a memory in me, I could watch Return of the Jedi.
But yeah, I do love Return of the Jedi though.
I think it's a great because it doesn't end on a shit note.
It doesn't.
It was the
yeah.
perfect one to watch on and it's not like it was the newest one at the time
True.
of the 3 when I watched it, so it wasn't too like aged
Mhm.
or whatever. I don't know if I would call it the best of the trilogy. I think Empire Strikes Back is the best of the trilogy, but 6 is like my personal like nostalgic
Yeah.
favorite one. That was not what the topic was about. But
It was
anyways,
not, but it's fine.
But yes,
It's fine.
I picked Return of the Jedi
Great choice.
because by saying this, someday I'm gonna find you, kid. Give me back my toy. All right. Thank you so much for that question. Panlore asks, "Can we show Koki-san the Anu sticker next tattoo stream and ask for his opinion?" We can, but let me tell you that if we do that, we will never be able to get a tattoo, to get any credibility ever, and then he'll just like not tattoo us. That's actually number one. Two, never be able to stream in there, and three, he'll probably block me from.
I mean, I think he'd find it hilarious and be like, "Wait, you want me to tattoo this? Do you want me to redraw it?"
What did you want to draw?
Yeah, it's like, what were you trying to go for?
I
Like,
get this-
what is this?
I know this is one of those like napkin drawings, but like,
Yeah.
what did you? I'm an artist. I can do this for you.
He's like, "Do you want me to draw your dog? I can draw your dog for you." Yeah,
What movies can make you cry? A lot.
a lot of movies can
Your
make us
Name. Because recently we watch a lot more anime movies,
cry. Mhm.
but Your Name can make me cry any day. Fucking
Grave of the Fireflies is always depressing.
the
Digimon movie can make us cry.
Last Evolution.
Yeah.
How about like real?
What else?
How about I haven't watched like real life movies in a while, so I
Yeah.
don't know what to say about that. But yeah, those movies can definitely make me cry.
Yeah.
How about you, Blue? You don't really cry in movies.
You always say that, but I'm crying right next to you, so I don't understand.
That's
You're
not
you're
true.
just so full of yourself that you don't see me crying
I'm
next to you.
full
Like,
of
oh my
myself.
god.
You mean what?
You're
I'm
so
full of myself.
No, you're so preoccupied.
Emotionally
Yeah.
expressing myself.
Yeah, you're
that-
so preoccupied with your own tears that you don't see anything else. Because I'm crying right next to you, but you're like, oh, you don't cry. And it's like, I'm bawling when I'm watching Your Name. I'm bawling when I'm watching Digimon movies. Like, oh,
Okay.
Blue doesn't cry.
Yeah, I'm always under the impression that you don't cry. With
Yeah,
these
because you don't
movies.
see anything else. You're just so preoccupied with your own tears.
Why is it? It's not. Yeah, I am. Not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I am. I am very preoccupied with my own tears. So yeah, so it's,
Yeah.
I guess same movies.
Same movies.
I think we
yeah,
have the same taste
actually.
when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been living on my own for 3.5 years. Says Vaughn, and even now, sometimes thought jumps into my head like, oh shit, this place is mine. I live here now, which prompts my next questions. When did you both move out of your parents' family's house? I moved out in June of 2000. Holy shit. Like, when was that? Like 2014 or 15?
How old were you?
I don't remember. There was a specific reason that I moved out was that I didn't like look for my own apartment. I lived at my parents' place during college, and my brother got into an accident, and he was living by himself. And when he got hospitalized, he needed to come back to the original house, and then I decided to. I didn't get kicked out. I wanted to live on my own, so I was living in my brother's place. Hence this chair. That was there that we still have from then.
Yeah.
So that was like 2014.
So that was like after college for you?
After college.
So like 23?
20,
24 kind of thing?
22, 20.
Oh, 22, sorry. 22, 23?
22, 23. How about you?
I moved out when I was 18. So first I lived in like cuz my college wasn't anywhere near my parents' place. So I lived on my own since I went to college. So 18.
And haven't lived with them since. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they converted as soon as I moved out, they converted my bedroom into my brother's room. And then as soon as my brother moved out, it is now a guest room. And all my stuff is in their attic that I left there. So
That's great.
and they're like, "Hey, next time you come over, go through everything so we can throw it all away."
They
So I was
already
like,
had
"Okay."
plans before you even
Yeah.
left. Let me tell you that.
Yeah. So my room is so it's like, you guys are like, "Oh yeah, when I go back, my room's still there. My posters are yeah, no, everything's gone. My room is gone.
It's a workout room now.
It's an office
it's
actually
a
now.
gym.
Yeah.
Did you live on your own first before moving in together? I was already
Yes.
living on my own before we started moving
Yeah.
in together, and
Me
Blue was too. How did you feel living on your own for the first time? I loved it.
It was great. Yeah.
Dude, one thing though, one like pinnacle thing that I remember, the one memory I have was that made me realize I was living on my own was I bought food from the konbini, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I opened it up, right? Because I had it microwaved at the place. And then because they had, okay, first of all, to put this into perspective, they had to empty out the whole apartment before I moved in.
Right.
So there was nothing there. There was like one couch and this chair and like a table. But basically,
your bed frame.
everything is gone.
Yeah.
Actually, at the beginning, we didn't even have a bed.
Oh.
So there was we had to move everything out of the house, and then it was just so I was sleeping on the couch pretty much.
You had a weird white couch too.
Yeah, that one.
That one was weird.
That was my brother's.
Yeah.
So
White couch.
I was eating, and then I finished eating, and then I was like, oh yeah, that was really, really good. Oh, I don't have a trash can. And that to me was like, living at home, that's a problem that never happens.
True.
The moment that I realized I didn't have a trash can in my house, I was like, I'm living alone now. I gotta go buy this shit. So then I went to go, like, it was like 1 a.m. I had to go to Don Quixote, and then I was like, I went to go buy a little trash can. But I still remember, like, after eating that pasta from the konbini and not being able to find a trash can was like this realization that I was living on my own. How about you, Blue?
I think
What did it feel like to live?
living on my own was great because no one could tell me what to do.
And now
That
I
was
have.
great.
Now you have
So
me.
like for example, like I
tell you
was
what to
living
do.
with my roommate, and that was already hell because like, and that's also I figured out I don't like cleaning up for other people. If it's part of my mess, it's fine. But it's like if it's completely someone else's mess, I do not like cleaning up after them. So that's something I learned.
Okay.
I'm not that, gracious and selfless of myself to clean up after other people. And yeah, I guess it was nice because yeah, no one had to tell you what to eat or what to drink or when you should go to bed or stuff like that. So, I mean, you guys know me. I'm not really a foodie. So my daily intake of food was yogurt and granola and maybe oatmeal, but that's what I ate every day. And I didn't have to worry about food. It was great. Was I healthy? No, of course not.
But hey, living on your own
was
now,
great,
no one
yeah.
can tell you
It
that
was-
you can't
yeah.
do that.
Exactly. Yeah. So
So,
I
did you
didn't
have any
have to-
struggles or problems you ran into? So like my trash can story started to spiral into all these things that I never thought that I didn't even think about that I didn't have. I didn't have like towels. I didn't have like hand towels, like or like I didn't have detergent, or like dishwashing soap, or soap, or like just all these little things that I realized that was just always at home when living with my parents. That I had to like buy all this stuff, and I was like, oh yes, but like I have to, or like really simple, like when you get out of the shower, just a little like mat so your like shit doesn't get all wet, like
Mhm.
stuff like that. And just I just realizing all of that stuff.
I was pretty prepared, so I never really ran into those kind of problems. It was more like, I don't know. I guess I kind of wish I lived alone from the get go.
You seem like someone that would do completely
Yeah.
fine alone.
Yeah, that would have been better because there was the struggles of, I guess, college was like, going home after a really hard day at school and you're really tired and you just want to relax and you open your door and your roommate's fucking her boyfriend in the bunk and it's like, okay, I'll leave, and you have to go find somewhere else to like go wind down, but you can't because there's only the library. So you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do homework. Yeah. Or like, just looking for, I guess, going to like the cafeteria because there's usually like a campus cafeteria and everything, and going there and looking for food, but it's just like, okay, I guess I'll eat this kind of thing. And you're eating in this like really big hall.
Your life seems so
And
fun.
And you're like,
Your life
at
seems
this
so
table,
fun.
no one else is there. You're eating by yourself, which is fine. I didn't really mind that. Or like, like I guess things like that. Or sometimes like things go missing because you're living with other people and they put things away in a different place than you would. Or maybe, I didn't like, we're both sharing, I don't know, like milk or something, but one person didn't rebuy it before it runs out, and those kind of issues. Or like, I think it's like, for me, it was more like struggling with learning how to live with with another person that wasn't family, I guess.
That makes sense.
So it's like, well, I guess like learning how to live with someone who was also learning how to live by themselves. And I think your
Understandable.
level of preparation is a lot different than the other person, or maybe how you live from day to day is different, and so having to like kind of accommodate that with the other person was different too. So
Would you have done anything different from what you know now? Buy
yeah, I
a
would have lived by
fucking
myself.
trash can. Idiot is what I would
Yeah.
say. Buy a trash can. Top 3 horror movies or any disturbing shows. A lot of Japanese ones. I thought like The First Ring was really disturbing. There was a show that we watched that
There's one show I like. What's it called?
Hoso Kinshi.
Yeah,
So that's a show that I showed Blue, and that like disturbed me as hell because
I love that show.
it's a mockumentary that they used to play over here after like 1 a.m. But it looks like a documentary.
It looks real.
Like
Like
it,
they did such a good job.
it's not like an obvious mockumentary.
Yeah.
But they have the whole premise is that there's all these like NHK or
Peculiar
like one of those old
situations. Like
these
news
old
shows.
news shows that got banned and they couldn't be shown on TV.
Public television.
So they're using this time to show it. So like the production is done really well, where it really looks like a real news crew here in Japan with all these like people, and they get interviews from real professionals about all these like different stories and about like a peculiar family that runs a restaurant or something like that. And then it just
But the thing is, like, the whole story is really wholesome. Like,
Yeah.
if the show ends and it's like, wait, what was so peculiar about it? But then if you rewatch it,
there's like these little
or
hints.
there's like
within
little
it.
tiny, like if you rewatch it, or there's like certain scenes where it's like, wait, what was that? Or like you see little things in the background, or something someone says is really weird, and you start like piecing together things,
Yeah,
and then you find out this like story that's not. The documentary is about a really wholesome restaurant, but once you piece things together, you realize like, oh no, there's a whole different story underneath it all.
yeah, and
Because there's like this weird like twist that if you don't pay attention, you don't see it.
yeah, I think the tagline was something like everything you see isn't the truth.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
everything you see is the truth. So then there's like things on the side, or like you start to piece together a whole different story that is what it is. Like
Yeah.
that's what people, and then you go to like these sites because they don't tell you. When you get to the later ones, they do this little like preview at the end of all the things that you might have missed,
Mhm.
and then it pieces the second story together. But at the beginning, they don't do that, like for the first couple ones. So I got so scared because there was a documentary, or one of the episodes was on a stalker, and then there's a huge twist to it, and it's so creepy because they're getting like real. They would have like these cuts of like talking to real professionals about like statistics of like stalkers in Japan, and those are all real.
Those are like they get real like
Real people.
doctors and psychologists to comment, and yeah.
Like the real professionals. So it just looks like a normal like news segment,
Mhm.
and then, but there's a whole nother story going behind, and like maybe there's a little bit of a security cam footage, and you see something that maybe in the corner, and then you're like, wait, what? Wait, why is that person or something like that? But you can barely see them because it's just blurry shit, and it's like no ghosts, none of that stuff. It's
It's
all
not
just-
paranormal.
It's all human based, and yeah, I really like that. And I showed Blue, and she fucking loved it too.
I wish there were more episodes, but
Yeah.
it's just they don't air it anymore. They don't make it anymore. So
There's another person that does stuff like that on YouTube, but it's not as it's a different.
it's a different vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, they got picked up for a movie, and I think the movie wasn't so good. Same with the YouTuber person. We watched her YouTube videos, and then she got picked up by like some net television show with like an actual like budget with like real
Yeah.
actors and stuff with a premise, and we didn't really enjoy that.
No,
one,
the
so,
TV version is terrible. Her YouTube stuff is fantastic,
yeah,
but
because
the
it would be
TV
like
version,
an hour long, right?
Yeah, it's an hour long, and they have to like, they have to like filter it for public view, so it's not as shocking, or like it's not. There's not much of a
It's not as
surprise factor.
creepy, yeah.
It's not as creepy because I think it's so like it's not. It doesn't disturb anyone.
Yeah.
So it's like so like oh like the twists are like wait, that was it, and then you watch her original one that they based the show off of, and it's like wait, this one's so much better. It's so much creepier.
Yeah, the
So-
Japanese person's called Uketsu, like the YouTuber. She looks creepy. She's like in like a all black tights with like this really creepy mask, and she does like these YouTube videos where it's like, oh, I bought an obento, and then like she opens it up and it's like she makes like these little props.
Yeah,
And
it's like, so she made like an obento full of teeth or something, and
it's
it's like,
fucking
it's pretty
disgusting
creepy.
and disturbing.
But her stories are great.
Yeah, and
She's a horror writer.
yeah. And
And
she does
she
like
started
random
making these-
dances and stuff too.
Yeah.
Like she it's like a mixed mishmash of like weird, like just eerie stuff.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoy her content. So thank you so much for those questions. And that will be it for the July 2022 2022 version episode of the So Podcast. Please, if you're a sub, please keep asking these questions. We answer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we do more cool stuff in August and September. We'll see you guys at the end of August for
We'll see you in
the
August.
August So Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Take care,
Thank you
guys.
guys. Bye bye.